Google AI mode is here and it's ready to try out. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to get your website right into the Google AI results. So what is Google AI mode? Well, it's something similar to ChatGPT. You can see here what it looks like on mobile phone. It has a follow-up question mode. So if you want to ask follow-up questions, but basically what's going to happen is a load of text answering your question, and the links are very, very small out to your website. So what do we do in this situation? So let's try out AI mode in Google. So this is what it looks like. You can see it is very, very similar to ChatGPT. So let's ask it some questions here. Best air fryer with 2 containers. So as you can see, it's actually thinking now. It's going through a lot more information, a little bit like the AI models like Gemini. And we can see the 10 links are gone, right? We now have this bar here, which people will click onto if they want to have more information. But you can see that most of the information is here. This is where you get the information, and this is where you go to buy. Well, that's what you might think, but actually these websites are still review websites. So there is still scope for creating content. You create content like this, and then Google AI mode will actually quote your website in their text. It's just basically taking the best information from these 3 websites and probably a lot more, to be honest, and putting it there so people can read easily. So 15 sites were quoted for this actual information. So really now, if you think about what people are going to do, they're going to read through this and then they're going to be looking straight at number 1 here. This is the new number 1, ranked number 1 on Google, right? They will probably go to this one first, and you can see they have very similar title to what I actually wanted. In this case, I didn't know it was called Jewel Basket or Jewel Drawer, but you can see they've optimized their site so that it's very similar to questions that people actually ask. So to create the content, we're going to be using a tool called Arvo. I'll leave a link to this down below in the description and the first comment. You can actually get an extra 10% discount with the code Connor10, CONOR10, if you want to try this out. We will get back to this in a minute, but first, let's focus a little bit more about this. So what is it that people are looking for? That's what we need to think about. So I chose a specific SEO pattern where people ask for the best of something. That's just something that people do. It could be in many different formats, but it's often like this. It's like best or the top or my favorite or whatever the word could be. But there's usually a pattern here where someone is looking for something. They might just ask air fryer with 2 containers, but you probably get something similar here, because in that case they're still looking to buy, right? And their intent is to buy, and they want to buy something like this, but they're probably not exactly ready, so they still need to find some more information. So this is a good type of keyword, but it's quite difficult actually to rank for this type of keyword. But let's have a look at something that you shouldn't do. So this is a type of keyword where it's more informational, right? So somebody is looking for something, they don't know what an air fryer is, so they just want to read, and there's tons and tons. I mean, that's what Google started out as, really, as an information, a place to store information. So there's so many queries like this, but you shouldn't really do this. It's going to be very difficult for you to convince somebody to go from this question where it's information to actually buy something. Now, it's not impossible, obviously, but you can see here they have Wikipedia coming up to there. So you're not really going to outrank Wikipedia, are you? So that's something to think about. But before all of this AI mode, it was very easy to write all this information yourself, put it on your website. People will get to your website and then you try to convert them. But now we have AI which can do it for us, basically, so we have to rethink our strategy. So I prefer to write blog posts or blog content where the customer is a little bit further down the buying journey, where they're closer. You know, if they're thinking about, oh, do I want the Ninja air fryer or some other type of air fryer? I don't know the names of all of these, but they're very close to buying. In that case, AI is not really going to do a full job. People will want a bit more information, and they will be clicking onto websites here to try to get that information. Another thing to think about is where this information comes from. So usually this information comes from, they take it from websites, but there's also built-in training from, they've scanned the whole internet to know all this information already. So it's going to check this information is true with their own training data and then find it, compare it to this information from websites. So, my secret trick is actually to find information that they don't have. And what is that type of information? It's new information. It's trending topics. It's all of that thing, all of those topics that they just don't have any information. It's pre-training. These Google Gemini were trained maybe up to a year ago or so. So anything that's happened in the last year can also be a good topic. So what I like to do is to pick trending topics, because then you have topics that lots of people are searching for and Google often doesn't have a lot of information. So one tool you can use is exploding topics, and I'll leave this down in the description, all these links, right? So what you need to do is just look at whatever it is related to your niche, right? Your category, just go like that. And then you'll find a Google search trends. But you don't need to actually use this. You can just use Google Trends. So you just need to type in, you can find exactly what's trending now. So Google is actually giving you the information. Now, I mean, this is probably not that important to you. So I wouldn't exactly go like this, because if you have a hardware business, then this type of topic is not really going to be that interesting. If they're finding this information, they only want this information and they don't want to buy any hardware. So it can be a bit more difficult in different niches. Something like beauty and fashion can be a good thing. Anything that works well on social media often. So cryptocurrency obviously is spiking up, stocks, all of that. So let's just take a broad niche like soccer. You can see the interest over time. You can see it by different regions if you're in different regions. So you can find these topics like football at the Summer Olympics, Lamine Yamal, who's a very famous footballer now. So you can start creating content if you have a soccer website or a soccer business. Start creating content about that. And this will just generally give you some good ideas for content about trending topics. So the Copa America, and the Olympic Games seems to be the big topic right at the moment. So I often try to premeditate this type of thing, like even with this example of the video, I'm recording it before Google AI mode becomes super trendy, so that I get ahead of the curve, right? Because you can see, if you create a piece of content about this topic here, about the Copa America, then it's very popular here in 2024, but then drops off. You want to be creating the content here, because Google will take some time, and then boom, you get all that traffic to your website. Okay, so now it's time to actually create our article. We definitely want to use AI to actually create and help us write our article. It saves you so much time. So remember, there is the coupon code down below. Make sure you use that to get your discount. So I'll just show you a little bit how to use this tool now. So there are different types of articles you can create. You can create an SEO article, and that's more like the review style that we might have seen. You can do an Amazon single product review. That's usually more for affiliate marketers who want to review a product and then link people to Amazon and make a commission. You can also do YouTube to blog posts. So if you make YouTube videos, or you can use other people's YouTube videos, convert them to blog posts. That is a super easy and fast way, because the YouTuber has already created the content, right? And then you can just use the content, embed their video into your blog post. The creator wins, because they're going to get more views from your website, and your website wins as well, because it's providing this new information that Google AI mode doesn't have. But we also have this AI news article. So now we just use our news article query. In this case, I chose Lamine Yamal because he's in the news and we have tons of information. So what we can do is just add these stories and we can create a new article out of them. And now we have the different stories that we can use, and we can just generate an article. So the articles look like this. You can see that they've done all of this. I just put in a keyword. This was a different keyword that I put in, and you get images, you get all the information that you might need, images and videos, and yeah, it just reads really well. So you can easily just publish this to your website. That's as easy as it gets, right? And then you can add your own customization. You can add your own knowledge for your business, for example. You can add that in, and then every time it will say, my business does this or something like that. And then there can be a CTA, like a call to action at the end saying, sign up for my services. So these are my tips for ranking in Google AI mode. Have you tried it out yourself? Please comment down below SEO if you want more tips like these. I can help you as much as I can with your SEO for your website. Thanks for watching.